Hello everyone. Incredibly, we have finished with the first month of this year. And I don't know about you guys, but for us it was a nice, slow, relaxing, restful launch of the new year. And I was able to do some really nice, really relaxing coloring. Had a lot of fun with those. So let's get right into it. The first three are in this book right here. It's the Seasonal Wreaths of Plants and Friends by Makiko Inatome. These pages, they're all adorable. And I know you've heard me, when I did the flip through, I gushed about it then, but I still, after doing the first several pages that I've done, I love it even more and can't wait to do more. But the first page I did was this wreath right here, and I just really like how they turned out, or how it turned out. I've used only Prismacolor pencils, and they seem to work really well on this page, on this paper, excuse me. Yeah, so I just really like that wintry feel. The background isn't necessarily the colors I normally would have chosen, but I think it works really well. Those grays feel like winter to me, and those colors are from a Chris Ching tutorial. I followed a few different tutorials for different parts of this page with the berries and some of the birds, and I know this bird is not actually a cardinal now, but I didn't when I chose those colors, and I think it works just fine. We're just going to pretend. Shh. But if you haven't ever checked out any of Chris Ching's tutorials, you definitely should, because she's very good, but she can take a long time with all her layers, so sometimes I have to adapt them, use a few less layers than she does. But overall, I really like how this page turned out. So then I did this page to go along with it, just to match the colors. And there was a tutorial I followed for this bird. It had another bird on it like this, so I just did the same colors here. Mine didn't turn out nearly as well as hers did, but that's okay. But overall, I just really like this was also just Prismacolors, and I might have set a bad precedent for myself where I make this whole page a whole background that matches what I do behind the wreath. And if I'm only going to use pencils, that's going to take me a really long time for every side of this page, but we'll see how it goes. I tried some distress inks and on this paper, and they're fine, but I'm not sure I'm saving any time by having to go over all of the little details with it drawing gum. I think we'll have to see. I don't know. I haven't quite nailed down that technique. So, but overall, just really love these pages. Then I decided to do the next page. I did a buddy color on this page with Jazzy Doodle Designs. So if you haven't seen our post on Instagram, I think she made a video for her page as well. I'm here on YouTube, but I didn't do it as a color along. But they're posted on Instagram, so I definitely advise you to check out her account, her page. It turned out beautifully. But again, all Prismacolors, and I just love the hellebores, the way they turned out, and the daffodils just are happy winter flowers. And I'm doing another buddy color on this page, so I'm not going to show that to you, but maybe next month. So come back at the end of February to see the reveal of that page. But yes, definitely looking forward to doing some more of those pages this year. Okay, so the next book I did a page in was Asien, Mein Reise durch Asien by Rita Burman. Another just very fun book. It's not fancy paper. I need to cut down a piece of parchment paper to prevent all this black from transferring over, because this was the second page I actually did this year, and I just love the way it turned out too. It was a buddy color with Shelley Weaver, and she's been fun to get to know. And yeah, I just really like, we're in the year of the dragon, so this one seemed appropriate. But again, this is all Prismacolors. I used, I think, a little sparkly blue pen for these little accents on the blue thing, but I don't think you can see them very well. That's okay. I think overall it is it's one of my favorites so far, even though we're only a month into the year. But even the black is all Prismacolor, so that took a bit, and I can see the pencil marks a little bit because I really tried to lay it down thick to get rid of the white spots. I don't know if it's translating to the screen or not. Hopefully not, because I mean, it's fine. I can overlook it. But yeah, so that is that book by Rita Burman. That's the only one I've done so far this month in that page. I mean, in that book. But that was a lot of fun. I just love those colors. And then to my traveling book, I finished a couple of pages in here this month. One of them is this page with the birds in it. And this page intimidated me for a long time because I saw so many beautiful versions of it, and I just wasn't sure how I was going to do it with my limited pencils. But I just decided to pretend that this was the dining room of the house where this was the kitchen. And since these were similar, I just decided to pretend that this was the baking of these little treats, and then they served them to their bird friends. But yeah, so I think it turned out just fine. I'm very happy with the way the colors worked out. And yeah, I'd use that decor in my kitchen. But again, this is all polychromos pencils from my limited palette of 24 pencils for the book. If you haven't seen it yet, I did a video, a flip through of it halfway done a few months ago, and I'm probably a quarter of the book away from finishing. So I'm looking forward to being able to do a full flip through sometime this year and show you how everything turned out. But yeah, that page was fun. All my I have fun. I can find something fun in every page. Oh, and then I did another one. I can find something fun in every page. I'm having trouble speaking today. So the other page I did was this page with the accessories, and this was another one that kind of intimidated me because there were so many like separate pieces of things. But again, I just decided to pull the same colors. It's still that limited palette of 24 pencils, but I used this color scheme on this page, so I just decided to pull it over. And the one thing I like to do, which I think I've mentioned before, is trying to pull, when I pull similar colors, sometimes I will use them in opposite ways. So whereas there's just a little bit of yellow on this side and a lot of pink, I flipped it and made the yellow the background and just a few highlights of pink. So they're similar colors, but they were just reversed. And then this obviously is the same. The red and the teal for almost everything else, and then the neutral things and the grays to match with those. So I think overall as a 2-page spread, it turned out really nice. I'm not sure if I would have picked a yellow background. Normally, it's not my favorite color to make a big part of the page, but it worked with the red and the teal, and it worked tying it in with those. So yeah, happy with it overall. Sometimes it's a challenge coming up with all accessories and things that will work with each other with such a limited palette, but I think I did all right. And since I'm not using any kind of sparkles or white Posca or anything for highlights, sometimes the glass is a little challenging, but I'm continuing on my goal with only using those same 24 pencils, and I think it's going just fine. So I'm having fun challenging myself with that. So that's the 2 pages in that book. Then the next book I did a page in was the Small Victories. After doing all of those really complicated pages in the Wreaths book, and then that dragon that was real intense for me, I just needed something that was easy, simple, no-brainer. So I picked a page in the Small Victories, and I did something I don't normally do, and I used fine liners, the Stettler fine liners, for the whole thing. And that was fun because it's really hard for me to make the gradual shading that I like to do, but I figured a way to make some of those leaves stand out just by leaving some white borders or just some hard shadowy lines just to break up the solid colors a little bit. But so overall, not my normal palette, but it was fun. I think I did this in one evening while we were watching TV, so that was just a fun quick one to knock out quickly. So, and experiment. I think the shading on the leaves with the 2 colors of green turned out okay in some places. So it was fun experimenting, but yeah. I liked that one too. And then the last big one that I finished is a panel of this book, To the Ends of the Earth and Back Again. It's the longest coloring book in the world. It's 17 feet long when it unfolds, and I've done a flip through of this one before I started coloring it too. So if you've never seen this book, you should definitely go check it out because it's a lot of fun. So I finished this second panel, which is from here to here. Yeah, it's interesting. Sometimes when you look at just one panel by itself, the colors don't necessarily make sense. But then when you combine it with all the other things that are on the sides of it, it all kind of starts pulling together. So, but yeah, I just like the mix of real life things. It's drawn the different geographical areas are inspired by different actual places in the world or different cultures. So some of them I know are from, especially on the page after this, I'm not sure about this one, but they're pulled from like stories that are native to that area or legends or something, because there's obviously some some creatures in there. And coming up on the next page, there's some like winged horses with some other critters and some birds with people faces, and those have a name. I can't remember what they're called, but anyway, but then then there's a dragon over here, but then some of it's just regular houses and ships and things. And so I just like that mixture of fantasy and real life, and just the fact that it's 17, probably 20 feet long. I don't even know how long it is, but each panel is over a foot long. So yeah, it's a lot of fun. So I'm well on my way to finishing the third panel, so maybe we'll see it in the end of February video. We'll see. I don't always color a whole panel at a time because it can feel like a lot, so sometimes I'll just set it aside and do a little bit. There we go. And then the last one, of course, is the mushrooms, my little kind of journal page, and I'm so close. But I will definitely finish it in February. So February, this will become part of the official finished pages video, and then I will put it away. So that's been a lot of fun, just seeing the different parts of my coloring year represented on this one page with their dates on there. So yeah, that is my last page. That is all the things that I've colored this month, that I finished this month anyway. And yeah, I will look forward to seeing you in the next video. Hope you're having a great day. Bye.